This month is all about safety on Cura Conversations, Tales of Hospitality Excellence, and I have three exciting guests who will be speaking about how they are helping to cultivate a safety culture at Cura Hospitality. Kristen Azzarello is the safety lead for Cura Hospitality, a registered dietitian and has over 30 years of food service experience. Coleen Doughty is a district manager for Cura Hospitality for the Eastern Pennsylvania region and has over 35 years of food service experience. And Alexis Stralecki is the Director of Dining Services for Cura Hospitality at Phoebe Richland in Richlandtown, Pennsylvania. She is a registered dietitian and has over 20 years of clinical nutrition and food service experience. Well, thank you all for joining me today. Why don't we start with some introductions? So, Kristen, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your current role and background?
Great. Thank you so much, Michael. We appreciate you inviting us to highlight safety on your podcast for the month of December. My name is Kristen Azzarello. I have worked in food service healthcare for the past 30 years. I'm a graduate of the University of Pittsburgh, a registered dietitian, licensed dietetic nutritionist. I'm a seasoned food service operator and a senior food care healthcare leader. I worked for the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center and progressed in leadership roles for 24 years before joining Cura 6 years ago. Before taking on the segment safety lead role, I was the vice president of operations for the Allegheny Health Network. And besides taking care of my family, my passions include safety, people development, and regulatory readiness.
Awesome. And thank you for joining us. We'll move on over to Coleen. Same question.
So my name is Coleen Doughty, and I'm a district manager with Cura Hospitality for the Eastern PA region. I've worked in food service for 35 years, and right out of college, I worked with nonprofit organizations as a community educator and youth advocate, and at the same time worked in restaurants to maximize my income. And I slowly began to recognize that the two fields are very similar in nature, working with people, serving people. And I was quite good at food service, multitasking, being very customer focused. So I would say about 2003 is when I migrated from restaurants into contract management. Fast forward to today, I'm working with Cura Hospitality as a DM and love serving people of all kinds. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Coleen, and thank you for joining us today. That leaves us with Alexis. What's your story?
Hi, so my name is Alexis Stralecki. I've worked in healthcare dining for over 20 years. So most of that 20 years has been spent with Cura Hospitality, working in long-term care and continuing care retirement communities. Although I did take a short hiatus to work for another company, and I worked in the hospital business for a few years. As far as education, my background is that I'm a registered dietitian. However, after just doing clinical nutrition for a short time, I quickly became interested in being more involved in the overall dining experience. I just really had a passion to improve the entire, food service at the facility I was working at. And that's where I continue at today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So now we are going to jump into it. So, safety. I will say I have to start by asking a question, and we'll start with you, Kristen. So really, what sparked your interest in food and employee safety?
So, Michael, my first priority is always caring about people. I want everyone to go home from work in the same condition, or even better, than they came into work. If someone gets injured on the job, it not only affects their work life, but their personal life as well. In a previous job that I had, I worked with a safety and regulatory specialist who took me under their wing and really ignited my passion for safety even more. I learned a tremendous amount from these mentors, and I just want to help be an advocate of safety and help to educate others.
Awesome. Thank you. And Colleen, I know you're doing a lot in your district around safety. So, kind of the same question. What sparked your interest in it?
Well, I guess my interest came because of the need to drive results. We had a brief uptick in injuries, and Alexis actually pitched the idea to me to do something completely different than we've done ever before. And I'm an active listener, so I heard what she had to say, and I said, let's do it. By nature, I'm a people person. I'm very compassionate when it comes to understanding the needs of people and what we can do to make the overall experience better. So with that, our business can be very challenging. To tag on to what Kristen just shared with us about having folks go home in the same condition, if not better, our environment in the food service industry, it's a dangerous environment. And I think that with the glamorous identity of, I guess, like with shows like Chopped and Food Network, Top Chef, etc., it can be very glamorized, and it's not a glamorous vocation by any means. It's hot, we have slippery floors, we have fire, we have gas, we have steam, sharp blades, sharp knives, heavy loads, large equipment, and I really want the staff to understand, to respect the environment, and to not come in too brazen, especially if it's their first job in the food service industry, but just to really teach the team to be an active listener and an active participant in making sure that we're working in a safe environment. That's it from me.
Oh, awesome. And you kind of segued nicely to Alexis. So tell us about how sparked your interest in this, but also Colleen hinted on your idea. Um, if you could tell us a little bit about that too.
Sure. So first of all, both food and employee safety need to be at the core of our business. So we can't be successful without either one of them. Obviously, if our food isn't prepared safely, it doesn't matter what the quality of the food is or how good our service is if something's not safe. And without our employees, the same thing. If they aren't able to work in a safe manner and have a safe environment to work on, they can't perform their jobs to the best of their ability. And as both Kristen and Coleen said, people make all the difference in the dining experience. So Coleen hinted towards our new idea this year. Coleen has something that she always says to our team, and that is that there's never a stupid idea, there's never a bad idea. So we came up with the idea to have a safety roadshow in our district this year. Our goal is to bring excitement around the subject of safety. Our theme this year will be baseball, so we'll be calling it the Safety World Series, and we'll be playing a safety trivia baseball game, moving our staff members to bases around the room. And, at the end of our meeting, we're going to have a big baseball jersey for everyone to sign that'll stay at the community and remind them about safety and about the fun we had around it.
Awesome. And that sounds like a great way to get people involved and to have a little fun with it. So, I would have to ask, Kristen, how does the roadshow help with the key projects and initiatives that, from the Cura level that you're trying to implement?
So, Michael, there's now a new heightened awareness of the importance of safety at every level of the organization. We have these passionate district safety champions who are working with the district managers on permeating the safety culture throughout every unit. We also have unit safety champions who assist these district safety champions so that the frontline team members are well aware of safety. I see our culture being more safety conscious with more emphasis around food and physical safety, appointing these safety leads for every segment, having a safety moment at the beginning of every meeting, implementing PPE non-negotiables at every unit, and ensuring that all the team members are wearing safety shoes as part of their uniform, we are well on our way to working smarter in a safer environment.
Awesome. Thank you, Kristen. So, Coleen, back to you. Uh, Alexis talked about the road show. So, how do you see this helping your district and really, supporting the safety goals of your district?
Sure. So, first and foremost, I think it's going to be something different than from the past, right? So, sometimes the topics of safety can be mundane. You hear the same topics over and over again, rightly so. It should be ingrained. But I think having a visitor to the account, that's exciting in itself. Seeing somebody new, somebody different, and then putting the safety topics to a game that strikes fun, chances are they're going to remember the topics and probably do a little bit of trivia afterwards. I can see it happening. We'd like to put a little bit of competition between the units. The reason why we're calling it the World Series is because we're going to go through the district. Just as baseball is very long, they play one another over and over again. And so we're hoping that the topic being repeated over and over again is going to strike the memory to keep safety at the front of their performance.
Awesome. And, I love the repetition factor because that really
Yes.
helps to drive home and help people to remember about it. So, Kristen, what safety projects or initiatives are you currently working on that you're excited about for Cura Hospitality?
So, safety starts with the leadership. We need to be role models, and we need to all wear slip resistant shoes if we're entering a kitchen. We all need to role model that safe behavior. And some of the initiatives that we are working on right now is our Shoes for Crews program. All workers wearing slip resistant shoes in the workplace is a priority. Making Shoes for Crews, the program with payroll deduction, very easy and accessible to employees at every level. There are payroll deduction options for our team members. And if they don't have the shoes upon hire, we do offer crew guard kits where they can use a slip on in order to be protected in the workplace. We also have PPE non negotiables, all workers using PPE as required while performing tasks that pose a safety hazard to them. Recently, we rolled out a program with safety incentives to try to excite people around safety. So we do have this poster, which we just rolled out in December, and it contains 2 QR codes. People can do TikTok type videos highlighting how they work safe. And also, they can report near miss incidences with pictures. Find it, fix it, and reduce the hazards in the workplace. Every entry will be entered into a drawing for PPE that they can use in the workplace. So we're very excited about that.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing those initiatives. Colleen said it where safety could sometimes be looked at as mundane or boring, but I definitely think these programs and just your energy and excitement that all three of you are bringing to safety in your different areas is really going to make this, make the safety culture at Cura Hospitality even stronger. So, thank you all for joining. Just the last question I really wanted to end with is there anything else that you all wanted to share that I didn't ask about?
It's Coleen, Michael. So I think for me, what I'd like to close with is, my ultimate goal is to have the staff fully trust and understand that correcting poor working habits, so cutting without a cut glove, walking in the kitchen without non-slip shoes, mopping without putting your cone out first, all of those habits that need to be corrected, it's not punitive. And to try and be less defensive when someone is correcting them, and that they can look at it as a place of concern and our obligation as a leader. It's our job. And to respect that. And so we can just be a little bit more understanding of one another when we're working together side by side, elbow to elbow. So that's my goal, and that's my task for 2025. Actually, we'll start tomorrow, starting tomorrow and through 2025. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. And you're welcome. Thank you for joining.
Michael, this is Alexis. I just want to say that I'm so proud and excited to be part of the Cura Hospitality team. Cura's programming around safety with Kristen's leadership encompasses all the components of a program that we need to provide a strong safety culture. As unit managers, we're provided with so many resources through Cura. So both leaders and frontline employees are engaged with our training programs, safety tips we go over at our daily huddles, safety boards that we have in all our kitchens. And there's such a variety of materials available that you can really train every type of learner. So, there's in-depth training, there's quick 5-minute trainings. Kristen's really putting out a lot of visual aids for us to use. I understand that there's an orientation video solely on safety coming out soon, which is great to get our people started right out of the block. And then our things like our Shoes for Crews programs and PPE non-negotiables help us keep our staff all accountable. Safety initiatives like the QR codes that Kristen just talked about helps bring positivity to safety and continues to engage our staff. And lastly, the auditing tools help us to make continuing improvements, just making our program better and better every single day.
Awesome. Thank you, Alexis. Kristen, any closing thoughts?
Yes, Michael, the ultimate message is we care about the employees and we want to help them work in a safe environment. And with these onboarding videos, we are going to start day one. When the new hires enter the department, we are going to ensure that they know that they have the PPE available and they know that the reasons why we want them to wear the slip-resistant shoes is that we want them to be safe. And we want to thank everybody for supporting our safety initiatives and working to keep everybody safe. Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate you having us.
Oh, and thank you all. I mean, I think that's a great place to end. I can't say it better myself, but I do think safety does start with me and with us, and it is so important to make sure that our teams are leaving work the same way they go into it, which is healthy. So thank you for everything that you do, and happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Cura Conversations, Tales of Hospitality Excellence. And a big thank you to Kristen Azzarello, Coleen Doughty, and Alexis Stralecki for joining us today and sharing their expertise. We hope you found our discussion on today's topic insightful and engaging. Wishing you and your loved ones a happy and safe holiday season. And as always, happy cooking.
Since 1999, Cura has specialized in serving life plan communities, behavioral health, and acute care facilities. Cura creates dining service programs specific to each client's needs, taking the worry of guest safety and satisfaction, employee development, and operational and fiscal challenges off our clients' plates. As our clients' needs evolve, so do we. We are a company of experienced dining service professionals that is part of Elior North America. Together, we are small enough to care and big enough to make a difference. Thank you for listening to Cura Conversations, Tales of Hospitality Excellence, and we hope you will visit us at curahospitality.com to learn more about how we nurture well-being with every meal we serve.